Since their inception, e-bikes have been fairly controversial in the cycling world. Whether considered cheating or just for people who are too lazy to actually ride, these battery powered bikes got a lot of hate. I'm not completely guiltless either. I made my fair share of derogatory comments about them early on. But now that I've had one for 6 months, I'm changing my tune and I'm here to tell you everyone should own one. In March of this year, Ride One Up sent me one of their basic e bikes, the Core 5. While it didn't look like a bike I would ever ride or even choose to own, I was still excited to see what riding an e bike was like. Since then, I've put around 400 miles on it running errands, feeding our chickens and pigs, and even going for some rides just for fun. I've pulled 80 pounds of kids to and from school in a bike trailer, done late night grocery runs, and even let my preteen nephews have their way with it at a family reunion. After all of that, I've learned a few things about e-bikes that make me confidently say that every family should have at least one of them. First of all, an e-bike is a great replacement for short trips you'd normally take in a car. It doesn't really matter if you're doing it to be more green, save money on gas, or because your car broke down. Using a bike instead of your car for trips under, say, 5 or 6 miles is a total game changer. I've found that getting outside and getting my blood pumping a little breaks up the monotony of the day and helps to reset my mind. And since you're on an e-bike, you can decide how much effort you want to actually put into it, so that morning commute doesn't have to just be a really sweaty one. Some days I use the assist on the lowest setting, and others I'm basically using the throttle the whole way. It just totally depends on how I'm feeling. When e-bikes first started to enter the mass market, these trips are exactly what I had in mind as the ideal use case. Living in a rural area, though, I ruled it out as a good reason for me to get one because everything is so spread out and pretty much every trip is at least 5 miles. But the last 6 months has proven me wrong, and I use the bike at least 4 times a week to get things done. Weather can be a limiting factor, trust me, I live in Montana, so I totally get that. But unless it's snowing, raining a ton, or too far below freezing, an e-bike still works great. The second reason I found everyone should have an e-bike is because it opens up biking to basically everyone. It doesn't matter your age, what shape you're in, or even some physical limitations. Having a motor to put in some extra power makes biking more accessible. I've easily had over 20 family members and friends try this bike out, ranging in age from 10 to 65, and they all have the same reaction. That's amazing. For some, it had been years since they'd ridden a bike, but I could tell they were thinking twice about their life decisions after even a short ride on the e-bike. And like I said before, you can choose how much help you want or need. So a seasoned cyclist might have a small amount of help, while someone else might want maximum input from the motor. I think this is also true for e-mountain bikes. While not great at hauling cargo, an e-mountain bike can help someone new to mountain biking keep up with their friends or do massive rides that they'd never have time to train for. I'd love to ride more often with my wife, for example, but she usually feels like I'm just having to wait for her, or I feel guilty when I take her to a trail that's just way out of her comfort zone. An e-bike fixes that so she can join in on my love of biking sometimes without having to ride as much as I do. At first that may sound like cheating, but getting people outside on bikes is a win no matter what, in my opinion. The final reason might surprise the purists out there, but e-bikes are actually incredibly fun to ride. While it still feels like you're riding a normal bike, it also kind of feels like you're suddenly in the best shape of your life, so you can go as fast as you want. When I asked my wife why she's liked having this bike compared to her mountain bike, she said it's kind of like saying, why is a Ferrari more fun than a Toyota Camry? And I think she's got a good point. Sometimes you just want to have fun and go really fast, and an e-bike makes that super easy to do. Are e-bikes regulated to certain max speeds? Yes, but is that max speed still faster than I'd be able to go on my own? A lot of the time, yeah, absolutely. My kids who are way too small to ride would also say e-bikes are fun because I'm able to pull them further and more often thanks to the assist. As they get older and heavier, I'm limited in what hills I can go up or routes I can take due to both my leg strength and creaking sounds from the bike itself. An e-bike solves that issue, and now the two oldest get upset when I pick them up from school and see I have the car instead of the bike and trailer. I'll admit, e-bikes aren't perfect. You have to make sure they're charged and they have a limited range and cargo capacity, but they're still great at what they're designed to do. They used to be really expensive, which really limited who could own one, But now there are a lot of quality options out there, like this Core 5 from Ride One Up, and it's cheaper than even an entry-level mountain bike. I think riding a bike is good for your sanity and physical health, and e-bikes seem to be the ultimate answer to get more people out there riding. So if you've been on the fence about getting an e-bike or just don't see the point, like I did, I'm sorry to break the news to you, but you're wrong. Because like I said before, everyone should have an e-bike. Let me know down in the comments what you think about e-bikes. Have you been converted like I have? If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're feeling extra grateful for this video, you can leave a donation using the super thanks icon below the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.